I want to talk a little bit about the working relationship between you guys and like, Nick and Joey and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think from afar, it's pretty cool to watch you all work because you all have your own areas of expertise. Can you talk about the division of that? Who oversees what? Because I think a lot of us are on an island and we think we have to do it all. But at Culture, I think a lot of it is the team camaraderie between your leadership.
Yeah. I think that's part of why we're able to be somewhat successful is that there's 4 of us. I talk to a lot of business owners or people that have companies and they're trying to do it all by themselves. And that's hard. It's hard to scale at that point. But we all stay in our lane. We all do 4 different things completely different. Joey's the godson of screen printing. So he does everything technique, machines. He can take these things apart with his own hands. He's a machine guy. Nick, logistically and product development, he stays in that lane. So we don't cross each other's paths and we just kind of do what we're good at.
What are you two good at besides entertaining clients?
That's
pretty much it.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I'll also mention like, it's amazing to work with like your brothers, your best friends, and like we beat the shit out of each other. Like we have a Slack channel that is ruthless. I mean, like sometimes I'm like, oh my God, like nobody's feelings get hurt at all. But I thought that's like what builds such an amazing business is that we can go so hard at each other and like I said, be ruthless, but then be best friends and go on a 3-day bender in LA, like right after that. So yeah, I think like working with your brothers and your family and best friends, like there's nothing better than that. I mean, it's like being on vacation, but you're working, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever gotten to a point where you didn't think it was going to work out?
No, I can't say that we
Did you want to kill each other?
Never. I mean, we definitely butt heads every now and then, but
Yeah.
for the most part, it's worked.
A lot of growth, a lot of positive things from last year. What do you feel like is something negative that's like, damn, we have got to get this figured out for 24?
I mean, there's a lot of success, but there's a lot of failures. That's one thing we always say. We joke around and say like, we're never short of trying things. We try and we'll put our best foot forward and we'll try different things and we'll make investments and try different techniques or different services. And sometimes they fail. I mean, we tried to launch 3PL, do inventory and ship directly. And we hired people on, built software for it and just couldn't figure it out. So we started to pull back a little bit and just focus on what we call own the category, be category pirates. So, I mean, it's full of failures and trying things that don't work out, but I mean, there's a list of them.
Can you talk a little bit about that? You said, 3PL, fulfillment, on demand, right? A lot of the industry is going that way. What do you guys do a lot of it? Do you not do a lot of it? Tell us a little bit about that.
We don't do any on demand. There's obviously a big market for it. There's a huge market for it, but for us, it's like just stay in our lane, do what we're good at. But we'll do like drop campaigns, ship directly to the consumer. So we'll link into Shopify accounts and pull the data down. So yeah, we do a little bit of that.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say like, we don't try to be all things to everybody either. We just came from PPAI and we saw 25,000 people that could be potential clients. And so like one would say like, why don't we have a booth there? Like, why don't we get into that business? But we try to be like highly focused on, we do high volume, we do really high end stuff. We do retail ready products. We do volume. We don't do volume and on demand and, all these other things. We'll try things, we'll pilot stuff, but we try to stay very much in our lane and not all over the place.
I feel like as owners, all of us are going through growth of different sizes. And also that challenges ourselves, like as leaders, to be better and manage better, delegate better, and do all these things. Are there things that you guys have done to help do that and level you up as executives? Is it like, I don't know. We talk about coaches. We talk about groups, like business groups. What do you guys do?
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the biggest things that we've done is Vistage. Vistage was monumental. We had really an incredible chair He was on our
But
board.
what's that too, Vistage?
Vistage is like a CEO group, and they have different levels, but we get together once a month, and it's for 8 hours. There's a training for half the day, and then there's like like a processing time where you could process issues and so forth. But in our group, it was 16 people and like 1.7 billion in revenue between those 16. So every month we would come together, we would do learning, and then you could say like workman's comp, who are you guys using for workman's comp? Why is this complicated? So you'd like always have that sounding board. And the education piece for us at least was very important. We didn't get the opportunity to go to college. If we look back, we really should have. But going to Vistage and then doing that like constant learning, it makes you like a career learner. And also like, there's something about like when you dedicate yourself to be a career learner, you approach situations differently. Rather than think that you have it all figured out, you're trying to learn and you're curious. So Vistage, I think, is number one. I don't know.
Yeah. No, that's what I liked about Vistage. They would have speakers come in once a month, and then you can take those speakers and implement them in your business. So one may talk about pricing, one may talk about profitability, and then you implement that into your business.
You got that culture MBA.
50.
What about
You're 12th year.
Yeah, there was a guy when I went to go visit you guys. There was a guy that was like some sort of coach type that you were talking to too.
Yeah,
what was that?
Joe Fife.
Fife.
Yeah. He's I would guess that you'd think he's about 60 years old, but he's 80.
Great shape.
He's in great shape. He has a six pack. He's smart. He's incredible. I mean, to be 80 years old and still working is like monumental. So,
But what does he do? Does he help? He's his coach as well.
Yeah, he's like a business coach. He also would hold us accountable.
yeah.
And if we said we were going to do something, he would check up on us and follow up. And it's good to have board all those.
Yeah. I think too, like if you don't have somebody that holds you accountable, then you could let things slip on your own. For example, we came up with this idea that when we hire people, we should get board approval. So we'll hire people like say, okay, we need 5 new team members, but we need board approval. So he would come into the meeting and Annabelle would say, oh yeah, we hired 7 people, blah, blah. He goes, you hired 7 people. Did the board, did we approve that? Like, I didn't see an approval happen. And then I look at myself like, damn, yeah, that should have been approved. We didn't measure direct labor properly. And then, now that declined. So we're throwing bodies on top of the problem rather than looking at the situation and analyzing how many people we really need. So he holds us accountable, basically.